Good Falcons family, we are back again with another edition of Falcons Daily here on a Saturday. I am CG Craig Green, your host, and want to thank y'all again for checking us out each and every day here. Again, Falcons Daily presented by Fan Arch Co. First topic of today is Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he is not an Atlanta Falcon, but it does affect some things in Atlanta, namely with our backup quarterback, Kirk Cousins. Does Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh now with the Steelers, does that mean Cousins is going to stay in Atlanta? Quite possibly. I mean, you have to look around the league at teams who even need a quarterback. Pittsburgh was one of the most obvious situations in which they were looking for a starting quarterback. But, we looked at some trade scenarios the other day, and you pretty much can rule Pittsburgh out now. Kirk Cousins is not going to go to Pittsburgh to be a backup. He wants to be a starter in the league, and he's looking at places to where he possibly could walk in and start day one. So I think right now, those places are limited to most likely either Minnesota or Cleveland. But again, does he want to go back to Minnesota? Who knows? Will his family want to go back to Minnesota? Probably. You remember his wife Julie and Kirk himself also said they liked living in Minnesota, liked playing in Minnesota, despite his wife Julie being from Atlanta. So that could happen, but again, does that also stunt the growth of J.J. McCarthy as their quarterback? What about Cleveland? Again, you have Joe Flacco in the building. You've got Shedeur Sanders. You've got Dylan Gabriel. Those three quarterbacks on the roster. It's a crowded QB room. And then, of course, Deshaun Watson's still on the roster as well. I mean, he's not going to play a lick of football in 2025, but he is still there. So that's something that you have to consider as well. Could Kirk Cousins walk into Cleveland and be the starter? Are they grooming Dylan Gabriel? Are they going to put Flacco in as the main guy? Or heck, could it be Shedeur Sanders if he proves something in training camp? Hard to say right now, but I think this means Kirk is going to stay in the A, at least for now, until someone's quarterback situation dictates otherwise. Now, does this also mean, with Kyle Pitts, there was a rumor going around that Pittsburgh was interested in trading for Kyle Pitts. They're looking at a tight end to add along with Pat Freiermuth. They lost a tight end for the season already. They lost Hayward, so he's out. So they have Freiermuth. They were talking about Jonnu Smith. Again, Jonnu Smith is an Arthur Smith guy, former Falcon. Again, he did some good things in Atlanta, running reverses and jet sweeps and playing regular old traditional tight end, as well as the screen pass he took for a touchdown. That was pretty cool. But could Kyle Pitts reunite with Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh? Who knows? I mean, this is Kyle's last season. He's on his fifth-year option. He does not have a contract right now. The Falcons are going to make him earn it. So could they cut ties with Kyle and trade him? Who knows? But right now, I think Kyle is in for 2025. And Raheem said he liked everything that Pitts was doing. Although he could not take part in OTAs because of his foot injury, he did like all the things that Kyle was doing in the meeting room and watching film and doing all the things outside of anything physical. So Arthur Smith is going to want a tight end that's familiar with him. He likes the tight end position. He values tight ends very much so. I mean, we had 4 tight ends on the roster when he was here. It could, if they don't get Jonnu Smith in a trade with the Dolphins, then very possibly, Kyle Pitts could land himself in Pittsburgh and have to play his way into a contract extension with the Steelers. Looking at Drake London for 2025, guys. Drake London is now playing. He's going to be on his 5th-year option next season. The Falcons did pick that up this offseason. He's still playing under his rookie deal, a little bit over $1 million and some change for Drake. Do you have bigger expectations for Drake London now that he's going to collect some bread? I think there's bigger expectations, not because of the price tag, but just because of the fact that he's the number 1 receiver, and it's the 2nd year in the offense. Last year for Drake, he had 100 catches, 1,271 yards, 9 touchdowns is what he did last season. 12.5 yards a catch, a little more than that. I thought he was excellent last year. I mean, could you ask for more from Drake? Yeah, you probably could. But I thought he did an excellent job last season. He grew. You could tell he was maturing. He was getting comfortable in his role. But now I think 2nd year in Zach Robinson's offense, you can expect some bigger things from Drake London. I mean, I want to see another campaign just like this. More touchdowns would be nice. But again, it's hard to ask for more from a guy who caught 100 balls and had almost 1,300 yards receiving. Speaking of asking of things from other guys, how about Casey Washington, the 6th-round pick, 2024 6th-round pick out of Illinois? It is time for Casey Washington to rise up in minicamp, and it was time to see Casey do some things. He had 1 catch last year for 14 yards and went for a first down. Great, but, you're a 6th-round pick, and we want to see some more from you. You can be battling for that wide receiver 4 spot where you can kind of assume that you've got Drake, then you've got Darnell Mooney, and then Ray McLeod is your 3rd. So then the battle for wide receiver 4 is there. You still have Jamal Agnew, Nick Nash, of course, Kadero Hodge, and Casey Washington. So I want to see more from Casey. He's a 6-foot-tall receiver. He's a good-sized guy. You can play on the outside. Maybe you could try to put him in the slot if you want to create some mismatches with a slot corner. But I think it's time for Casey Washington to elevate his game and to be a little bit more present in the Falcons' offense. We'd love to see him get some more snaps. Really going to be paying attention to what number 82 does in the preseason when he steps on the field for the Falcons. All right, guys, a shorter episode today, but we wanted to make sure that you guys had something to chew on and chop up and talk about over the weekend. Again, give me a follow. My name on social media. I'm Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G in the word sports. Please give me a follow there, and also give Fan Arch Co. a follow as well. And thank you all again for getting us over 700 subscribers. Let's get to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and heck, let's match the year win, 2025. All right, folks, hope y'all have a fantastic Falcons weekend. Rise up, be kind, be safe. We'll see you in a day or two. Sayonara and buenos noches.